All right, guys, the Utah Jazz lose a close one to the Miami Heat. This is the Hoopsner postgame show. Guys, this was a tough loss for the Jazz, but it's a loss that you come away with feeling pretty good. Let's talk about the Miami Heat before we get to the Jazz. I was actually really excited to watch this game. I have not had a chance to watch a lot of Bam Adebayo, and he was really everything as advertised. I don't like to judge these guys against Rudy Gobert because Rudy Gobert is just such a dominant defensive force, and I actually felt like Rudy played Adebayo really well. That probably shows up in that 5 for 14 for Adebayo, who I don't know what his normal stats are, but I promise you he's doing better than 35% from the field. That's the Rudy Gobert effect. But you could see what Bam Adebayo brings with his athleticism at that size. I mean, he just moves really well. Those strides are just long. And he had a few times where he's like sidestepping for rebounds, rolling to the rim. Like when Rudy Gobert was off Bam Adebayo, it was nuts, because tonight he did score 18 points. He was 8 for 10 from the line, actually, which is nice. 12 rebounds, 6 assists. That's a nice player. You know what Bam Adebayo is doing this year? He's really making Greg Popovich look awful. How in the world did Greg Popovich not bring Bam Adebayo? How in the world does Greg Popovich, Papa Stitch, I don't know. How does he not bring Adebayo to Team USA, but brings Miles Plumlee? Are you kidding me? The U.S. wins gold if Bam Adebayo goes. Just the defense he brings, his athleticism. I'm just really impressed with Adebayo. I don't care that he shot 35% from the field, because you can see it. That passing, his vision, he's great. And I'm excited to watch him grow. The Miami Heat, a big reason why they're playing so much better. Obviously, Jimmy Butler is helping things. But Bam Adebayo just is getting better and better and better every season. And now he's a premier defensive player in the league and an offensive player too with that passing. I'm going to watch more because I want to watch him play someone that's not Rudy Gobert, honestly, just to get more of just a better idea of what we have as a player with Bam Adebayo. Let me know in the comments what you think about Adebayo, Miami Heat fans. The other thing, the Miami Heat are just a fun team. You've got Jimmy Butler, who I like. I don't know why he gets a bad rap. I know the stuff that happened in Minnesota, but does anyone think that Tom Thibodeau might have been at fault for some of the things happening in Minnesota, by the way? You think that's the type of stuff with Jimmy Butler doesn't happen other places? It's just because the mess that was Tom Thibodeau that stuff goes on, because he did nothing but win in Philadelphia and hit big buckets for them at the end of the game. You think Philadelphia doesn't miss Jimmy Butler when they have coward Ben Simmons not taking shots? I promise you. Jimmy Butler bailed out Ben Simmons how many times last year? Many times, I'll tell you that. And Miami is really lucky to have him, because he's an end of game dude who gets buckets when it matters most. That's what Jimmy Butler does. And then just some nice players. Goran Dragic, if he's coming off the bench for you, that's pretty good. And then you just consider Tyler Hero, another player who came in tonight, 17 points, 3 for 5 from 3. He hit those big shots at the end of the game. That guy's fearless, and he's a rookie. That's just big time stuff. It takes one guy like that, like a Bam Adebayo. I think Adebayo was in the teens, somewhere like 10 to 15. Let me know if I'm wrong. And then you get someone like Tyler Hero somewhere in the teens as well. And if you hit on those players in the draft, you go like this. I mean, the same thing happened with the Jazz. You get Donovan Mitchell at 13, I can't remember. And then Rudy Gobert at 27, and your team just shoots off. It's what happens. And so the Heat have just done a phenomenal job. To me, it was like the last 2 years with the Miami Heat were such a malaise, and kind of just didn't have a lot of players that had a lot of punch and just couldn't get over the top. Now it looks like they absolutely are. Jimmy Butler's looking like a nice signing. He's kind of that core to that team. And then they're surrounded by just nice developing players. Even Myers Leonard, who might be the most annoying guy if you're playing against him in the league, is a nice player who hits buckets, hits threes. He's really good. As far as the Jazz go, it's a nice game for the Jazz, because you have Bojan Bogdanovic shoot 4 for 14 from the field. By the way, who was guarding him? A lot of Jimmy Butler. You've got to give credit to Jimmy Butler. 2 for 7 from 3, though. The 3 just wasn't falling like it has been recently for Bogdanovic. And when you lose by 3 points, that matters. So that's part of the loss. Donovan Mitchell, just 5 for 18 from the field, 1 for 6 from 3. Also bad shooting night for Donovan Mitchell. If Donovan Mitchell and Bojan Bogdanovic don't have a good night shooting, you struggle. You know who else didn't hit big time from 3 tonight, and the Jazz were still behind by 3? Royce O'Neal, one of the top 10 3-point shooters in the league. You know, you have 3 of your best shooters miss shots like that and you lose. The sucky thing is, well, it sucks, but it's also nice. Joe Ingles took 12 threes tonight and hit 7 of them for 58%. That is muy bueno. That is very good. If we can have Joe Ingles taking shots like that and hit them at that rate, that is very good. So it's a shame that Joe Ingles has a big time night like that. 27 points for Joe Ingles. And then everyone else just kind of fell through. Rudy Gobert was dominant. I mean, you can just see it in Bam Adebayo's numbers, at least from the field. Rudy Gobert, 9 for 11 from the field, 20 rebounds. Rudy Gobert had 18 and 20. No more questions about Rudy Gobert, okay? If you don't see what Rudy Gobert does on the floor on a nightly basis, you are incorrect. You're incorrect. He's incredible. Rudy Gobert is just a dominant force. Guys, like and subscribe this video. If you are listening to SLC Dunk Podcast, make sure that you rate and review. I would appreciate it. Guys, talk to you later.